The white man did all of those things. You understand?
All right, excuse me, sir.
Go ahead.
Is beating against slaves against the law too?
There's laws on what you can and can't do with your slave. There's laws on how you can beat them, how many lashes you can hit them with. You understand? Things of that nature. Go ahead.
That's in the Bible?
That's in the Bible.
You say how many lashes?
It says how many lashes you allowed to give your slave.
Yeah.
Yeah. It says what you're allowed to do with them if they a brother that's a servant to you, or if it's a heathen that's a servant to you. There's laws on how to treat the women that's your slave. You can't just have sex with a woman and rape her because she's your slave. You can't just sell away family members because they're your slave. There's laws on how to deal with slaves.
Yeah, it's in the Bible too.
It's in the Bible. You look through the book of Leviticus, you'll find it. Aria.
I'm saying, I'm trying to think of like what a person would rebuttal the whole thing with.
Mm-hmm.
It says he
that leadeth into captivity shall go into captivity. Now, in the Bible, how did someone become your servant? Because they owed you, or you went to war with them. Leading into captivity is different than we fought a war and you lost. What was the great war that was fought between us and the white man before we went into slavery? Give me one battle that was fought before the transatlantic slave trade. Tell me what you think about. Okay, I'm talking about the transatlantic slave trade. Before the transatlantic slave trade, give me one war that we fought with the white people that we lost that made us go into slavery. Yanaquan.
Was that World War I?
No, that was way after we were slaves. Was there any war that blacks fought with the Europeans that caused the Europeans to put us in slavery? Aria. Okay, so from sacking the Jerusalem being destroyed was what year? 70 AD, right? The first slaves from Africa came to North America in 1619. That's like 1600 years. They had nothing to do with each other. Was there any war that black people fought with Europeans that caused them to bring us into slavery to America the way that they did? No. So did the white man take prisoners of war? Did he take captives after a battle? No, he went and led a nation into captivity. You can let it burn. He led a nation into captivity. You know, there was no war that we fought. We weren't losers of a battle, and that's why we went into slavery. The white man made a plot to kidnap us and take us into slavery. When it says lead into captivity, it's talking about kidnapping. It's talking about snatching somebody up in the middle of the night and making them your servant. Now, can you do that according to the Bible? No. The only way you could have a slave or a servant was two ways. Either they owed you money, and in order for them to be able to pay off their debt, they had to work for you, or they lost a war and now became your prisoner, meaning they in jail. This slavery is because you did something wrong. This is your punishment. You could not just go kidnap somebody and make them your servant.
God.
That's what the white man did to us with the transatlantic slave trade. He came to the west coast of Africa, made deal with one group of people to kidnap and enslave another group of people. You understand? That's leading into captivity, which is in Revelations 9 and 13, which is why 13 and 9 and 10, which is why the white man is going to be led into captivity. You understand? So as far as your question on slavery is not evil. There's laws in the Bible on how you're supposed to deal with a servant or a slave. You go outside those boundaries, you break the law pertaining to having a slave, then that's when it becomes a sin against God and it's evil. The white man, what he did to us was totally against God's law. Raping our women, selling our children, beating our backs, hanging us from trees, cutting our men's penises off. Those things go against God's law. You're not allowed to do those things to any person. You understand? Go ahead. You got something else?
So the white people already know that because they look at. I know they had the Bible, so they already knew that.
Okay. Did they know it was wrong to be homosexual?
Yeah.
Were they homosexuals?
Huh.
So what does that mean about the white man in the Bible?
So
There's a law on how you're supposed to deal with a slave. The white man didn't keep that law, did he? There's a law on that being a homosexual. Did the white man keep that law? Why not?
Because he went against it.
He went against it, but why did he not keep it? Simple answer. Come on, Yana. Go on.
He's the devil.
He's the devil.
Right.
he's the devil, and because he's the devil, he's never going to do nothing that God said. He's never going to keep the laws in this Bible because they were never given to him. Right. Even though he had the book, he never was intending on doing what God said to do. He had the book just to make people think that he was righteous and holy and honorable. You understand? Any other questions? All right, with that, we're going to go today. We're going to go into Jake. No sweat.
I didn't even know that was in the Bible.
No sweat. Well, that's what you're here for, to learn. All right. Today, we're going to go into Jacob and Esau. We're going to go into how they were born. We're going to go into how. It's like Aria. One quick question. Go ahead.
Okay, break down on an atheist.
And
I don't believe in God.
okay, you want to? What do you mean a breakdown?
Breakdown explanation. How would you deal with you argue with somebody?
Okay, I'm not going to argue with a person who don't believe in God. You can get the hell out of here. What am I even arguing with you for? What do you want from me? We teaching about God and the Bible. You don't believe in God. You don't believe in the Bible. Leave it the hell alone. What do you want? Now he's gonna have to ask the question: how do you know God is real? Or how do you know the Bible is true? Then I'll just give him prophecies. I'll show him things that the Bible said thousands of years ago that happened. Now you're gonna tell me you don't believe in that? Right. No sweat. That's on you. I believe what I see. I read in the Bible that the Lord said the children of Israel were going to go into slavery on slave ships. 2,000 years later, blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians went into slavery on slave ships. You cannot believe that if you want to, Mr. Atheist. That's what happened. You understand? The Bible said that black women, if we didn't obey the Lord, black women would be bald, and they would go to another nation for hair. Only one people on the planet Earth I know who don't grow their hair naturally and go to another people to get hair. Right. That's black women. You don't believe in the Bible, Mr. Atheist? No sweat. I see what I see in front of me is what the Bible said would happen. The Bible said homosexuality is an evil, disgusting abomination. All the homosexuals I ever see is evil, disgusting abominations. Now you can, and not just that the Bible says homosexuals are abomination, but the Bible said that in the end times, things like that would increase and become normal, and people would accept it. I remember, I'm just 28 years old. I remember when I was young, a faggot would get beat up in my neighborhood. Right. You try to be a man switching or wearing tight pants or looking soft, you're gonna get beat up and get cursed out, spit on, and told and called all kinds of names and told to man up. Nowadays, you see men kissing and holding each other's butt cheeks walking down the street. Man with his hand in another man's back pocket, like I used to do with my girlfriends when I was in middle school. That's disgusting, but it's acceptable now. The Bible prophesied that. You understand? So that's how I would deal with somebody who doesn't believe in the Bible. Just show them how everything the Bible said would happen or come to pass came to pass. Right. He doesn't want to believe it. No sweat, no problem. That's why your life is horrible and miserable the way it is. 9 times out of 10, most people who are atheists don't believe in God because they used to be Christians, and so much evil happened to them in their life that they just refuse to believe there's a God that would let these things happen to them. Right. So they just say, ain't no God. Everybody in it for themselves so that they can feel all right when they go molest a child. Right. So that they can feel good when they go rape a woman. So they can feel all right when they go steal from somebody and take advantage of somebody the way that they've been taken advantage of. That's how I would deal with atheists. And the Lord, if you're in the spirit, the Lord will let you see why this person doesn't believe in God. You will see this is someone who's been raped. This is someone who's been molested. This is someone who's been taken advantage of, abused and used, and they don't believe that there's a God that would let these things happen to them. And you'll be able to call it out right there on the spot. And you'll see that person, when you cut them to their soul and their spirit, you'll see that behind their eyes, you'll see something that'll let them, you'll see something in them that'll let you know that they know that you're a prophet of God. Right. I've seen it happen before. It happens frequently now that I'm in the truth and serving the Most High. The Lord will let you see things that you never been able to see before. You can actually see the spirits on people. So Since I've been in the truth, every person that says that they are atheists and don't believe in God, because something horrible has happened in their life, they just can't accept that there's a God that would let these things happen. All right. Any other questions? All right, so let's go to Genesis, the 25th chapter. Tonight we're going to talk about Jacob and Esau. Jacob and Esau are the two pivotal figures in the Bible and in history when it comes to power and rulership and authority on the earth. And we're going to read about the birth of Jacob and Esau. We're going to read about them as children and the men that they grew up to be. And we're going to read about the beef that eventually came about between these two brothers. So let's start at Genesis, the 25th chapter. I believe it's verse 18. And just to bring you up to speed now, who's Jacob and Esau's father? Anybody know? Imad.
It's Abraham.
No. Jacob and Esau's father is not Abraham. Anybody else? Troop or not? Isaac. Who's Isaac? Troop, Officer Imad.
Isaac is Abraham's son.
Isaac is Abraham's son. Who was Abraham? Who's Abraham? Troop or not?
Abraham was the dude that was about to kill his son for the Most High.
Okay, before he was going to kill his son, why was he willing to kill his son? Why was he willing to sacrifice Isaac for the Lord?
You got me.
Okay, anybody else? Why was Abraham willing to sacrifice his son Isaac for the Most High? Yanaquan.
He was going to sacrifice his son because the Lord told him to his only son. He said,
okay,
test him. He was
to test him. Now, what did Abraham have that made him willing to sacrifice his son? What was the relationship between the Most High and Abraham? And this is the answer to the question: who is Abraham?
Okay, so you saying okay, so when Abraham was
why was Abraham willing to sacrifice his son? The Lord said, Abraham, I want you to sacrifice your son Isaac. Abraham said, okay. Why? Why did Abraham say okay? I'm on.
To prove to the Most High that he would do anything to prove that he is loyal.
What does that mean? You're right, to prove that he was loyal. How do you show the Most High that you're loyal? One word. I'm on.
Action.
Okay, yes, action. Describe that action. There's a word that describes the action that shows that you're loyal to the Most High. I'm on.
Sacrifice.
No. One word. If you are loyal to the Most High, you love the Most High, you'll do what? Yanaquan.
you love him.
How do you show the Lord you love him? One word. Yanaquan.
Commandments.
No. True or not?
Okay.
You obey. Abraham was at one point in time in the earth, the Lord searched the earth for someone to obey him. Abraham was the only man found that would obey the Lord. And because Abraham was the only man that would obey the Lord made a promise to Abraham that his children would one day rule the planet Earth. That promise passed from Abraham to his son Isaac. Isaac now is getting ready to have children, and that's what we're going to start in Genesis, the 25th chapter, verse 19. Trooper Knock, you read.
Genesis chapter 25, verse 19. And these are the generations of Isaac, Abraham's son.
These are the generations of Isaac, Abraham's son. Read.
Abraham begot Isaac.
Abraham was the father of Isaac. Read on.
And Isaac was 40 years old when he took Rebekah to wife.
Isaac was 40 years old when he got married to Rebekah. What did it mean he took Rebekah to wife? Simple, today's terms, he had sex with Rebekah. That's how they became husband and wife. He took Rebekah to wife, meaning they laid down and had sex. So at 40 years old, Isaac got married to Rebekah. Read on.
The daughter of Bethel and the Syrian Slagan, and Pandaram the sister of Laban the Syrian.
You understand? Now, Rebecca was the daughter of Bethuel, the Syrian of Padan Aram, the sister to Laban the Syrian. You understand? So, Laban, if you remember, was the brother that Jacob ended up going to work for. You understand? But Rebecca was his sister. I mean, Rebecca was his niece.
Okay.
You understand? Rebecca was the daughter of Laban's sister. Everybody familiar with that?
Yeah.
Laban is the same brother who Jacob ends up going to work for to get his daughters.
Yeah. Right.
You understand? So so Isaac married the niece of Laban. All right? Read on.
Okay. And Isaac, verse 21, and Isaac entreated the Most High for his wife, because she was barren. And the Most High was entreated of him, and Rebekah, his wife, conceived.
What does it mean that Isaac entreated the Lord for his wife? Anybody know? Go ahead.
Meaning, because she at the time, she could not have kids. So when it say entreated, meaning he plead to the Most High.
You're right. Now, prove it. Prove to me that entreated means plead.
Okay.
All right, Aria.
Entreat, to ask someone in a serious and emotional way.
To ask someone in a serious and emotional way. That's what it means to entreat. So Isaac asked the Lord for his wife to conceive a child, right? When it says he asked the Lord, did Isaac just get on his knees and pray and say, "Oh Lord, please"? What did Isaac do? How do you entreat the Lord?
Like it.
Imad.
You go before the priest.
You go before a priest, a man of God. How do you know that? Prove it to me with the scriptures.
Okay.
For time's sake, I'm gonna have to give it to you. Give me 1 Samuel chapter 9, verse 9. All right. This is the proof that Isaac inquiring and entreating the Lord was going to a priest or a seer and asking a favor for the Lord.
Okay.
1 Samuel chapter 9, verse 9. Akim, anybody, when you get it, just raise your hand. Officer Ahmad, read.
Come on, sir. 1 Samuel chapter 9, verse 9. Before time in Israel, when a man went to inquire of the Most High, thus he spake, "Come and let us go to the seer, for he that is now called a prophet was before time called a seer."
You see that? Before time in Israel, meaning way back in the day. You understand? Way back in the day, when a man went to inquire of God or to ask something of God, thus he spake, "Come and let us go to the seer." What the seers in the old times are what we call prophets today. So Isaac, let's go back to Genesis 25. When Isaac went to entreat the Lord for his wife, he went to a man of God and said to that man of God, "I want my wife to have pregnant. Can you pray? Can you ask the Lord to bless me with a child? Bless me and my wife." You understand?
Right.
Read verse 21 again, in Genesis 25. Read it all the way through.
Isaac entreated the Most High for his wife because she was barren. And the Most High was entreated of him, and Rebekah, his wife, conceived.
Meaning the Lord heard him. The Lord heard his plea, and the Lord blessed him. His wife conceived, meaning she became pregnant. Read.
Verse 22, and the children struggled together within her.
Now, the children struggled together within her, and what? She pregnant. But most women, when they get pregnant, what happened? The baby may kick here. You know what I'm saying? Baby might move around. She's like, "Oh, the baby moving around." These babies is fighting inside of her. They struggling. They moving around. They kicking, punching. She having all types of crazy pain going on inside of her. These ain't loving the baby kicking. This is, oh my God, what's going on? These kids won't stop moving. What's going on in my belly is wrong right now. She in pain. The children are struggling together within her. Read on.
And she said, if it be so, why am I?
She said, man, if the Lord want me to have these kids, why am I feeling like this? Why are they fighting? Why am I going through this extreme pain? The Lord gave me these kids. He blessed me to get pregnant. Why am I feeling this pain? You understand? Read on.
And she went to the inquire of the Most High.
What does that mean? She went to inquire of the Lord. How did she inquire of the Lord? True or not?
So she went to a priest.
She went to go see a prophet. She went to go see a seer.
Yeah.
Here's what the seer told her. Read on.
And the Most High said to her.
And the Most High said unto her, who's speaking to Rebecca? True or not? The prophet is speaking, but it's the Lord's word.
Okay.
You understand? Read on.
And the Most High said unto her, 2 nations are in thy womb.
2 nations are in thy womb. What does that mean? Officer Ariel. 2 races of people are in your womb. How do we know that this is talking about 2 races of people? Read the next line.
And 2 manner of people shall be separated from thy bowels.
And 2 manner of people shall be separated from thy bowels. What do we call a manner of people? It's a race.
Okay.
You understand? Right now, because the white man has colonized and imperialized the earth, you have different governments, the Syrian government, the Iranian government, the Iraqi government, the United States of America. These are not nations. These are countries with governments. These are not races of people. There is not a Syrian race of people. There's not an Iraqi race of people. There's not an Iranian race of people. There's not a race of the United States of America. These are not nations. What we're dealing with today, we're dealing with governments. We're dealing with borders, states. In ancient times, we dealt with races.
Right.
What nation are you from? Who's your father? Who are your forefathers? What bloodline do you come from? The Lord told Rebecca that in her womb was 2 different races. In her womb, 2 manner of people would be separated, not joined together, not holding hands, not loving and kissing each other, but separated from her bowels. Meaning when these kids came out, they weren't going to be together. That's why they're struggling in her. That's why she's having this pain, because she's giving birth to 2 races that are not going to be joined together. Imad.
So if I can, so her bowels is her stomach.
Your bowels is, yes, your stomach.
Okay.
You ever, okay. In English, we have a term called a bowel movement.
Okay.
What is a bowel movement? It's when what's in your stomach come out.
Mm-hmm.
What's in her bowels is them children. They're going to have to come out. You understand? That's why it says 2 nations, 2 manner of people shall be separated from thy bowels. Now, here's the prophecy. Now, all of this is prophecy. You got twins inside of you. They 2 different races. They fighting because they're going to be separated. Read on.
Genesis chapter 25, verse 23. And the one people shall be stronger than the other.
And the one people shall be stronger than the other people. Now, it didn't say the one child. It didn't say one child would be stronger than the other. It said the people, meaning their descendants, their children, their children's children, their grandchildren. These 2 nations, one nation is going to be stronger. One people going to be stronger than the other people. Read on.
And the elder shall serve the younger.
The elder. Who's the elder? How do you know who's the elder? True or not?
The one that came first.
The one that comes out first is going to do what?
Serve the younger.
Serve the one that comes out second. You understand? Let's read on.
Verse 24. And when her days to be delivered were fulfilled, behold, there were twins in her womb.
And when her days to be delivered were fulfilled, meaning when it came time for her to give birth, behold, there were twins in her womb. Meaning what? This prophet's prophecy came to pass. The scripture said you'll know a prophet when his prophecy come to pass.
Right.
This prophet said you got twins. You understand? 2 different nations in your womb. They're going to be separated as soon as they born. The older going to serve the younger. One going to be stronger than the other. So when it came time for her to give birth, she up there laying down. The midwives is there. They see, hey, that prophet was probably what he prophesied was true.
Right.
Now, who was given the prophecy that the older would serve the younger? True or not? Rebecca. This was only told to Rebecca. Read on.
Verse 25. And first came out red all over like a hairy garment.
Here come the first child. He come out, but he's red all over like a hairy garment. What does that mean? He's red all over like a hairy garment. Give me an example of a hairy garment. Imad.
So I would say, I know we all saw that on Geico commercial where we see the red hairy man. That would be Esau. Then
Caveman. Now imagine him as a baby. Anybody ever wore like a fur coat? Imagine a baby come out with a fur coat on. He came up, but the hair is red. He came out red and hairy all over like a garment. He came out with the chinchilla fur. You understand? All over his baby skin, and he was red. The first baby came out red and hairy all over. What did they call him?
Esau.
Esau. The elder shall serve the younger, right? Esau came out first. Read on.
Verse 26, Genesis chapter 25, verse 26. And after that came his brother out, and his hand took hold of Esau's heel.
Now, after that came the second child, and his hand was holding on to his brother's heel. Now, these is babies we talking about. Right? Now, imagine the doctors, they go to pull the first baby out. He come out, here's the head, here's the shoulders. He's out. Now, as that baby come out, you see the hand of the other one coming right after him, holding on to his foot. That's what happened when Jacob and Esau were born.
Right.
Read on.
And his name was called Jacob.
Why was his name called Jacob? What does Jacob mean? Troop or not?
One who takes the hill.
No. Get Genesis 25 and 36 real quick. Let's get Genesis 25 real quick.
25.
Genesis 27 and 20. Genesis 27 and 36. Salaki.
got it, sir.
Real quick, we're just gonna read the first line. It tells you what the name Jacob means.
Genesis chapter 27, verse 36. And he said, "Is not he rightly named Jacob? For he has supplanted me. Those 2 times."
His name is Jacob. Jacob means to supplant. What does the word supplant mean? Let's look it up. So the second baby come out, he holding on to Esau's heel. They say this baby, we're gonna name this baby Yaquab in the Hebrew, or Jacob. The name Jacob means to supplant. I'm gonna give it to y'all real quick. In Merriam-Webster Dictionary, supplant means to take the place of someone or something that is old or no longer used or accepted. You understand? That's what Yaquab means in the Hebrew. That's what Jacob's name means. To take the place of someone or something that is old or no longer used or accepted. Now let's go back to the Bible. True or not?
My joint says especially by force.
Especially by force. All right. Let's go back to Genesis 25 and 26. Now, let's see what else it says about Jacob. Read on.
Verse 26. And Isaac was there, and Isaac was 3 years old when she bare him.
How many years is 3 score? How many years is a score? True or not? 20. 20 years is a score. What's 3 score? Young man.
3 scores.
Yeah, what's 3 scores? If 1 score is 20, what's 3 scores? 60. Jacob was 60 years old when these twins were born. All right. What did the Bible not say about Jacob? It said he came out, he was holding on to his brother's heel. They called him Jacob. And they said that Isaac was 60 when they were born. What does it not say about Jacob? Ariel. Does not describe Jacob. Why? Why doesn't it tell you what Jacob looked like? It tell you what Esau looked like. Why does the Bible not describe Jacob? Why did it describe Esau? What is it about Esau? What sticks out about Esau's description when he was born? Young man.
White.
Does it say he was white? He was red and hairy all over. What sticks out?
Skin tone.
What else?
His hair.
Now, how many babies you see is red and hairy all over like a garment? Have you ever seen a baby come out red and hairy all over like a garment? That's why it describes Esau. Now, why does it not describe Jacob?
Jacob's black.
What does that mean?
Jacob's, he's a Native American, he's in 12 tribes.
No. If you had a child, what would I say? Let's say you just had a child. and I'm calling the family up, and I'm like, oh man, the baby just came out. Man, he's a beautiful boy, right? Do I have to say anything else about him? Why not?
Because he's black.
Okay, don't think because he's black.
I mean, because he's an Israelite.
Don't think because he's Israelite. Just think he's a baby. What do babies look like? Describe a baby.
So like they pops.
When they first come out, just what does a baby look like? Just describe a baby to me.
Just wet and soggy and crying.
He's a baby, right? He's just a cute baby. He's normal. He got 5 fingers and 5 nails. When I call the family up about the baby being born, I'm gonna be like, he got all 5 fingers and toes, y'all. He got regular skin. He got bald head. Am I gonna have to explain all that? No, because he a baby. Babies look like babies. Esau's described because he looked weird. Esau didn't look like regular babies. Esau was red and hairy all over like a garment. Jacob came out, he looked like every other baby. He looked like a baby. He's just a baby. It doesn't describe Jacob because he was normal. Esau's described because he was not normal.
Right.
Y'all understand? Let's read on.
Verse 27. And the boys grew.
So now the boys are grown. They growing up. They just like kids do. They playing around. They developing their own personalities. You know what I'm saying? They getting the things, learning the things that they like and they don't like. Read on.
And Esau was a cunning hunter.
Esau was a cunning hunter. What does that mean? Officer Aria. He was good at hunting. What makes you good at hunting? We just say me and you, Aria, get dropped in the woods. What's going to make you better to survive than me? What skills you going to need to be able to survive in the wilderness? Young man.
Kill.
You have to learn how to get food, right? How do you get food?
Gotta hunt.
How do you find out where the deer's at?
Go to the woods.
You just sit in the woods all day? How do you find where the food is? Trooper now.
Don't you got learn tactics to trace them?
You gotta learn how to track them. You gotta learn how to track animals. You gotta learn how to set traps. You gotta know where the deers like to eat in the wintertime. You gotta know where they go to hibernate, where the bears go to hibernate. You gotta know where the river is to track the fish. You gotta know what the fish like. You gotta be able to build a reel to be able to catch them. You have to have skills to be able to hunt.
Right.
Esau was skilled at that. Now, nowadays, some things that some things that a man could be skilled at nowadays. Say you learn how to play basketball real young. You always bouncing that ball, practicing. As you grow up, you're gonna be real good with that ball, right? Well, Esau was practicing hunting. He was practicing how to catch a rabbit. You understand? How to catch a squirrel, how to catch some fish, how to catch a deer, where to shoot the deer at, how to cut the deer, how to you get the what's the things hunters use today? Little duck calls, or you get to make the ducks call out.
Right.
Those are the things that Esau was skilled at.
Okay.
He was very good at hunting. You understand? Read on.
A man of the field.
A man of the field. What does that mean? Officer Aria.
He was always outside.
Love the great outdoors. You understand? He always wanted to go camping and stay out in the woods and, you know what I'm saying, sit up in the tree all day and hunting. He just loved being out in the wild. Y'all understand? Read on.
And Jacob was a plain man.
Jacob was a plain man. What does that mean? Officer Imar.
You know, it's crazy, man, because I hear this every day. When I see Jake, it be like, I'm chilling. Jacob was a chill.
Jacob just like to chill, man. Jacob wasn't doing too much. Jacob just relaxed, kicked it around the house, helped his father out, did what, you know what I'm saying? The family business was what? What was the family business in Israel or with Abraham and Isaac? Ariel? Farmers. They was farmers. Plant some crops, grow some crops. You know what I'm saying? Had some chickens, had some cows, had some goats. Make sure that they tend to, you understand, and live that way. That's what Jacob did. Jacob did what his father did. Jacob farmed, did the farming. Jacob took care of the animals. He was just a plain man. Esau was out there in the woods. Now, today, 2015, what people on the earth are famous for hunting? Now, understand this. Every nation, every people that lives on the earth has to hunt to survive. Am I right? If you live in the wilderness, you're gonna have to be able to catch deers. You have to be able to track the buffalo. You're gonna have to be able to, kill the lions that's trying to come into your territory. So we ain't talking about what people just hunts to survive. What people hunts for sport. What people goes around the planet to trap animals and make them slaves. What people goes around the earth to kill animals from different countries and hang the heads on the walls as trophies. Do the Chinese people do it? The Chinese go to Africa to kill lions and put the lion head on the wall? Do they travel to South America to hunt the two-toed sloth to hang a head in they living room? You understand? Do the Arabs go out in the woods and hunt deers and cut their head off with the big antlers and hang it up? What people on the planet Earth today are skilled hunters, cunning hunters. All things I just described. What people on the earth today do those things? Truth or not? Detectives go and hunt deers and put the heads on the wall. They go to Africa and shoot rhinos and hang the rhino head on the wall. Who goes on safari? What people pay thousands of dollars to go to Africa to kill a rhino to take pictures with it and hang it on the wall at their house? No brothers. What people? Okay, you go turn TV today. You turn on the hunting channel. You're going to see Arabs on there. You're going to see Chinese on there. You're going to see Japanese. You're going to see Africans. You're going to see black people. You're going to see Mexicans. You're going to see brothers from Brazil. Who are you going to see on the hunting channel? Truth or not?
People that go to Bass Pro Shops.
Who goes to Bass Pro Shops? Come on, give it to me. The white man. The white man is the cunning hunter. He's the one that goes. Now, you go to the zoo. You see a orca whale, or what they call a killer whale. How the hell did that killer whale end up in a tank in San Diego? Officer Ariel. Somebody had to go capture him. Somebody had to be skilled enough to track this giant 50,000-pound whale in the ocean, trap him, put him in a net, capture him, and bring him to San Diego so that he could fly up in the air and smack the water and make white people say, ooh-wee.
Right.
Who did that? The white man does that. You go to the zoo right down here in Philly, you're going to see a rhinoceros from the desert in Africa. How the hell did he get to Philly? Somebody had to go round him up and capture him. You go to the zoo, you're going to see pandas from China, the middle of China, in the middle of the woods. Who went into the woods to find this panda, to capture him, to put him in a cage for people to come see? It's the white man. Who went across the ocean to capture a race of people and make them their slaves?
Christopher Columbus, white man.
The white man did it.
Right.
The white man is the cunning hunter on the earth. You understand? The white man fits the description of Esau as he grew from a boy into a man. You understand? Let's read on. Verse 28.
Verse 28. And Isaac loved Esau because he did eat his venison.
Now, Isaac loved Esau. Why did Isaac love Esau? Because Esau brought that good venison home. What's venison? What animal gives you venison meat? True or not? Deer. Esau would go out there and hunt them deers, bring that meat home. Man, Isaac loved that deer meat. You understand? He loved Esau because Esau bought him that good deer meat. All right, read on.
But Rebekah loved Jacob. Why did Rebekah love Jacob?
Aria.
She knew what the Lord was going to do with her.
She knew what the Lord was going to do with him. What was the Lord going to do with Jacob?
He was going to make the older serve the younger.
He was going to make Jacob be in power. The older was going to serve the younger. So while Isaac loved that deer meat that his older son would bring him, Rebekah knew that Jacob was the one the Lord chose to be in power. Read on.
And Jacob sowed pottage.
Sod pottage. What does it mean to sod pottage? Young man.
Produce.
To produce. How do you produce pottage? What is pottage? Pottage is soup, right? How do you make pottage? How do you sod pottage?
Isn't it like a plant? You seed meats as a plant.
It's okay. How do you make soup? You cook it. You take sod, which is like herbs, or you know what I'm saying, herbs and leafy vegetables, put them in a pot, make pottage, right? So Jacob one day was cooking some pottage. Read on.
So lock yes, sir.
Go ahead.
So when it say sod pottage, what exactly is sod pottage?
Okay, to sod pottage means to make pottage or to make soup.
Okay.
So Jacob, go ahead.
So pottage is soup.
Pottage is like today. Pottage would be like soup. To sod pottage would be like to cook soup.
Okay.
All right. So Jacob one day sod pottage. Jacob one day cooked. This is the definition of pottage: a thick soup of vegetables and often meat. So he sod pottage, meaning he cooked some soup. All right. In this soup is meat, vegetables. He cooking soup. Read on.
And Esau came from the field and he was faint.
Esau came in from the field and he was tired. He was wore out. He was chasing something or doing something all day in the field. He come in and he tired. He exhausted. Read on.
And Esau said to Jacob, feed me, I pray thee, with the same bread pottage.
Esau said to Jacob, feed me, I pray thee, with that same red pottage. Read on.
For I am faint.
For I am faint. Now I have a question. Why is the pottage red? Officer Yanaquan.
Because he eat blood.
Because there's blood in it. And you ever cooked oh, your mom ever cooked oxtail? Ever cooked like roast beef stew? What happens when you first start cooking the meat? Yanaquan.
You said what happens when you first
When you first start cooking the meat? Let's say you just cut up a cow. You get you a slab of meat, you put it in the pot with some vegetables and some potatoes to boil. You cooking soup. What are you going to see inside that pot when you first put that meat in there? You'll see blood. The pot is going to be red. What do you have to do to get the red out? Troop or not, you got to keep cooking it. Now, this pottage, however, was still red. Meaning what? Troop or not? It wasn't done yet.
Right.
Esau like, man, feed me some of that. I'm about to die. I'm faint, man. I need to eat now. I can't take it no more. I can't wait. I need to eat right now, man. Feed me some of that red pottage. Now, what does the Bible say about eating meat with blood in it? Go ahead.
It is a sin.
It is a sin. Where does the Bible say that? Go ahead.
Leviticus?
It's in Leviticus. Let's go to Leviticus 7 and 26. Leviticus 7 and 26.
Got it, sir.
All right. Read.
Come on. Leviticus chapter 7, verse 26. Moreover, ye shall eat no manner of blood, whether it be of fowl or of beast, in any of your dwellings.
The Lord said, you shall eat no manner of blood, whether it be of fowl or of beast, in any of your dwellings. Meaning what? What are you not allowed to eat? True or not?
Medium rare.
Medium rare. You understand? Can't have no blood. And now, okay. Medium rare is tawab as long as there's no blood. It's because you see a little red there deep on the inside doesn't mean that it's still bleeding. You understand? You can't do rare. You can't do well. Medium rare. You're right. You can do medium. You can do medium well. You can do well. Don't do medium rare. You understand? Can't have no blood in it. The Lord said it wasn't. You cannot eat anything that has blood in it. What's the penalty for eating something with blood in it? Read the next verse. Leviticus 7 and 27. True block, you get it.
All right. Leviticus 7 and 27. Whatsoever soul it be that eateth any manner of blood, even that soul shall be cut off from his people.
Whatever soul it be that eateth any manner of blood, even that soul shall be cut off from his people. So what happens if you eat meat with blood in it? Always or not?
Yeah, ostracized.
Troop or not? Salaki. You get ostracized. You get kicked out. You get separated. Now, the laws that were given to Moses, right? Who were given those laws first? Officer Ahmad.
No.
Okay. How did Noah get them? Did the Lord come down and teach Noah the law?
Nah.
So how did Noah get the law? Officer Yanaquan.
From Adam.
From Adam.
God.
Adam was given the law. How do we know Adam was given the law? Because Adam taught Cain and Abel how to sacrifice. Why was Cain and Abel given sacrifices? Because Adam taught them that. Why did Adam's children from Seth not marry the daughters of men? Why were they marrying within their own family? Because they knew not to have sex with the other nations.
Right.
Noah knew to have seven unclean animals and seven clean animals and 2 unclean animals. Why? Because Noah was given the law from Adam.
Right.
Also, what Adam was given was not to eat anything with the blood in it. You understand? So Abraham knew these things and passed it to his sons, Isaac, and Isaac passed it to his sons. Now, how did Esau feel about not eating food with the blood in it? Let's go back to Genesis 25. Genesis 25, verse 30. Read it again.
And Esau said to Jacob, feed me, I pray thee, with the same red pottage, for I am faint. Therefore was his name called Edom.
Now, what does Edom mean? You might get Officer Ahmad. Just to verify this, you can get you a concordance. You can look up Edom in the Hebrew, which is Adawam. What does Edom mean, Officer Ahmad?
Red.
Means red.
Got it.
No. Edom does not mean red. Esau means red.
God. Okay.
Edom means wasted away is he.
Okay.
You understand?
Wasted away.
Wasted away. Why does Edom mean that? What did the law just say would happen to you if you ate meat with the blood in it? Officer Ariyah. You'll be cut off from your people. You understand? What happens if you cut off? If the Lord turns his back on you, then what happens to you? If the Lord not dealing with you no more, then what happens? Young man, you begin to die. The process of you dying begins when the Lord is dealing with you no more. If you're not serving the Lord and obeying him, then you're dying. Some people die faster than others. Drug dealer gets shot in the head, it's because he wasn't serving the Lord.
Right.
You understand? A woman go to get AIDS and die because she be in a home, it's because she's not serving the Lord. Esau, when he ate that red pottage, became what? Wasted away.
God.
You understand? That's why Edom means wasted away is he. Everybody with me? Because he ate that pottage that had the blood in it. Now, let's read on.
And Jacob said, sell me this day thy birthright.
Now, Jacob say, man, hey, you want this soup bad enough? Sell me your birthright. What is Esau's birthright? What is a birthright, first of all? What's a birthright? Officer Ariyah. It's your inheritance. It's what you're going to get from your father, right? That's what your birthright is. What was Esau's birthright? He's the firstborn son of Isaac. What was he supposed to get? Troop or not? No. Yanaquan.
He was supposed to get what Jacob got.
So what was that?
He was the birthright.
What's the birthright? What was Isaac's birthright that he got from his father Abraham? No sweat. Ariyah.
I know.
We're going to have the covenant of the Lord. This is going to be chosen people.
You're going to get a blessing, receive a blessing to be the people that would one day rule the earth. Lord made a promise with Abraham. One day, your children are going to rule the earth, the kingdom of heaven. You understand? That promise was passed down to Isaac. Isaac now was going to pass it on to his sons. The blessing that one day your children are going to rule the earth. That was Esau's birthright. Jacob said, hey, man, you want to eat this bloody soup bad enough? Sell me your birthright. Read on.
And Esau said, behold, I am at a point to die.
Esau said, oh, shit, I'm about to die anyway.
Right.
I'm so hungry, I'm about to die anyway. I must die right now if I don't eat right now. You understand? I'm so famished. I'm so hungry. I'm going to drop dead right now. Read on.
And what profit shall this birthright do to me?
And what the hell good is having this birthright? The hell good is having the inheritance of being God's chosen people if I'm going to die right now if I don't eat? Now, that shows you the mindset of a disgusting bastard. who can't wait a couple hours to eat. You think you're gonna now? These men knew that their father was given the promise to one day rule the planet Earth. You mean to tell me this bastard didn't think that the Lord would not let him die of hunger?
Right.
It ain't like he starved. It ain't like he hadn't eaten in forever. He's just tired. It's a long day of work. You come home from a long day of work and your dinner ain't cooked when you get in the door. You're gonna die if you don't wait. If you wait a couple hours, you're gonna die if your wife don't give you the turkey right now and she just put it in the oven 10 minutes ago. Are you gonna die if you gotta wait? No, you're not gonna die. But Esau's such a greedy, disgusting bastard that gotta feed himself because he wants it. He say, you know what, man, to hell with this birthright. I'm gonna die if I don't eat. So what did Esau do? Read on.
Jacob says, swear to me this day. And he swore unto him. And he sold his birthright unto Jacob.
Esau sold his birthright to Jacob for some goddamn soup. Bloody soup that was against the Lord, against the law. He didn't care. He just had to eat. Esau sold his birthright to Jacob. So what does that mean now? Trooping out.
He had no right to anything he had.
He don't have no right to what his father has. Esau gave it away for some soup. They both agreed. Esau said, well, shit, you can have the birthright. I'm going to die if I don't eat this bloody soup right now. Esau sold his birthright, said to hell with the promises that the Lord said, I need thee right now. Y'all understand? So Esau sold his birthright. Real quick, let me get New Testament. Let me get 1 Corinthians. Hebrews chapter 12, verse 16. Let's get Hebrews 12 and 16 real quick.
Got it, sir.
All right, read.
Cut on one cut. Hebrews.
Salaki, read verse 15.
Cut on one cut. Hebrews chapter 12, verse 15.
Salaki, read verse 14.
Hebrews chapter 12, verse 14. Follow peace with all men and holiness.
What does it mean to follow peace with all men? How do you have peace with your brothers? How do you have peace with all men? Officer Imad.
By to follow the law.
By keeping God's law, you're going to have peace with all men. You ain't going to violate no brother. You ain't going to rape his woman, have sex with his wife. You ain't going to steal his daughter. You ain't going to, take advantage of him and cheat him out of a deal. You ain't going to take advantage of him. You're going to be peaceable. You're going to have peace because you're going to deal rightly with them.
Right.
Read on.
Gun. Without no man shall see the Lord.
You missed the word. It said, without which no man shall see the Lord. You're not going to see the Most High with Hebrews 12 and 14. You're not going to see the Most High unless you keep the law, unless you have peace with all men.
Right.
Read on.
Gun. Looking diligently, lest any man fall of the grace of the Most High.
It said, lest any man fail of the grace of the Most High. What is the grace of the Most High? To give you an opportunity to change your life, to come out of the world and learn how to be perfect the way Christ commanded. You understand? In order for you not to fail the grace of God, meaning you're not going to, in order for you to change and to do what the Lord commanded you to do, you're going to have to be diligent. You're going to have to be disciplined. You're going to have to follow men. You understand? You're going to have to follow the Lord's law, statutes, and commandments to have peace with men.
Right.
You understand? Because if you don't, if you're not careful, if you're not diligent, if you're not disciplined, you're going to fail the grace of God.
Right.
And this is what'll happen. Read up.
Lest any root of bitterness springing up trouble you, and thereby many be defiled.
If you don't be careful, man, a root of bitterness is going to spring up in you, meaning the demon that's deep inside you is going to start to come out and take over. Right. He's going to start to get you to start to question the Lord and question the law and question how to deal with your brothers. You understand? Read on. And a lot of men are defiled by that. A lot of men defiled by that root of bitterness, which is a demon, which is Satan in your mind trying to get you to sin against the Lord.
Right.
You understand? That root of bitterness that will spring up in you and defile you like it is defiled many man if you're not careful. Read on. It's the same as what?
Verse 16. Lest there be any fornicator or profane person as Esau, whom for one morsel of meat sold his birthright.
If you're not diligent to keeping the Lord's laws and having peace with all men, that root of bitterness that'll spring up in you and defile you, that demon that'll speak into your ear and get you to sin against the Lord, will have you be just like Esau, who is a fornicator and a profane person, meaning he's a disgusting, wicked bastard. And for one morsel of meat sold his birthright. Why? Because Esau was not diligent.
Right.
Esau was not careful to stay following the Lord and serve the Lord. Esau listened to the demon that told him, if you don't eat right now, you're gonna die, nigga.
Right.
You're gonna have to eat right now, or his curtains closed. You don't need this birthright. What you need the birthright for?
Right.
You're gonna die now if you don't eat. Esau heard that in his head. And Esau said, man, the hell with this birthright, nigga, give me the food.
Right.
Esau sold his birthright. Esau was a disgusting, evil bastard who, because of his flesh, you understand, said to hell with the Lord's laws, to hell with the inheritance. I don't need any of it because I got to eat so bad. Now, don't let that happen to you. Right. Don't be a mother who, because this hoe is so pretty and her butt so fat that you can't turn her down, you understand, to stand for the Lord. Right. Don't be that cat that want the new Jordan so bad and just got to be fresh and fly that you go sell drugs to your brother and destroy people because you want to be fly. You understand? Don't be the cat who love a disgusting white whore so bad that you turn your back on the Lord and the promise that's been given to us as the chosen people of God, because you can't control your penis. You're going to have to be diligent or you'll end up just like Esau. Everybody understand? Let's go back to Genesis chapter 25. All right, so we at Genesis 25 and 34. Read.
Genesis chapter 25, verse 34. Then Jacob gave Esau bread and pottage of $10.
Genesis 25 and 34. Read.
And he did eat and drink. So
boom, it was sealed right there. It was sealed. Once Esau ate the pottage, guess what? That birthright was no longer his. Everybody understand? It was gone now. He didn't ate the pottage. He didn't drink some drink. Then what happened? Read up.
It rose up and went his way. Then Esau despised his birthright.
Thus Esau despised his birthright. That was the evidence that Esau hated his birthright.
Right.
The nigga gave it away for a pot of soup. You understand? Now, we in class today being told that we the children of Israel.
Right.
Which means we the chosen people of God. How many people turn that birthright down for weed? How many turn that birthright down to have dreadlocks?
Right.
How many turn that birthright down to be loved by the white man? You understand? The spirit that was in Esau is still alive today, and a lot of brothers are turning down the birthright of the Lord because they're listening to Satan in their mind.
Right.
Don't let that be you. Don't despise your birthright. You understand? Esau despised his birthright, and we're gonna read what happened as a result of Esau despising his birthright. Let me get Genesis chapter 27 and verse 1. Yeah.
Genesis chapter 27, verse 1. And it came to pass that when Isaac was old, his eyes were dim.
Now, Isaac is old now. Years have passed. You understand? Isaac is an old man now. What happens when a man starts to get old? I'm on.
He starts on to lose some of his eyesight.
You're right. That's one thing that happens. When a man starts to get old, you start to lose some of your ability.
Right.
You can't move around like you used to. You don't think as fast as you used to. You understand? You start to just want to sit around and chill because you ain't got a lot of energy. You understand? Isaac is at this point in his life. One of the things that's going on with Isaac as a result of him being an old man, he's starting to lose his sight. He ain't seeing very well. Read on.
So that he could not see. He called Esau his eldest son and said unto him, my son.
So he getting old. His vision starting to go. Isaac is realizing I'm not going to be here that long. It's getting close to the time for me to go be with the Lord, give up the ghost, leave this earth. You understand? And because he's getting ready to, he's getting ready to die soon, he called his oldest son and say, man, come see me. Read on.
And he said unto him, behold, here I am.
Here come Esau. He said, here I am, Pops. What's up? Read on.
And he said, behold, now I am old, I know not the day of my death.
He said, man, I'm old, man. I don't know when I'm gonna die. I don't know when I'm leaving here. Read on.
Therefore, take, I pray thee, thy weapons, thy quiver, and thy bow, and go out to the field.
He said, man, listen, Esau, this is what I want you to do. I want you to go out to the field, take that bow, take that arrow, read on.
And take me some venison.
And get me some of that good old deer meat that I love. Read on.
And make me savory meat, as such as I love, and bring it to me, that I may eat, that my soul may bless thee before I die.
He said, man, go get me some of that good old meat that I love so much so I can bless you before I die. Read on.
And Rebekah heard when Isaac spoke to Esau, his son.
And Rebekah heard what Isaac said to Esau. Right? Read on.
And Esau went into the field to hunt for venison and bring it.
So Esau went to the field to go hunt. Now, while Esau was going into the field to hunt, we're going to read about what Rebekah did now. Remember, what was Rebekah told while these children were still inside of her stomach? What was prophesied to Rebekah? True or not? That the older would serve the younger. It was prophesied to Rebekah that Jacob would be blessed, that Jacob would be the one with power and authority with the inheritance, and that Esau would serve him. What did Esau do that we just read about between him and Jacob? True or not? Esau sold the birthright. You understand? So what does Esau know that he's not supposed to have? True or not? This blessing that his father wants to give him. Now, does Esau say, nah, Pops, that blessing don't belong to me. That blessing belonged to Jacob. I sold it. Esau didn't say that, did he? Nah. Now, Rebekah knew the prophecy of the Lord that Jacob was supposed to receive the inheritance and receive this blessing. So let's read on and see what Rebekah does. We at Genesis chapter 27, verse 6. Read.
Genesis chapter 27, verse 6. And Rebekah spake unto Jacob her son, saying, Behold, I heard thy father speak unto Esau thy brother, saying, Bring me venison, and make me savory meat, that I may eat, and bless thee before the Most High, before my death. Now therefore, my son, obey my voice, according to which I command you.
So she say, listen, I heard your father say he about to go bless Esau. He want Esau to make him some of that good deer meat. This is what I'm about to tell you. Do what I'm telling you to do now. So Rebekah's talking to Jacob saying, do what I'm telling you to do. Read on.
Now go to the flock and fetch from thence 2 kids of the goats and make them savory meat for your father, such as he loved.
He say, man, listen. She say, listen, go outside and get 2 kids of the goats, meaning get two baby goats, right? And I'll make the savory meat that your father loves so much. Go get 2 of them goats, and I'm gonna cook this meat that your father loves. Read on.
And thou shalt bring it to thy father, and he may eat, and that he may bless thee before his death. She's
saying that you're gonna give it to your father, and he's gonna bless you before he dies. Y'all understand? Everybody understand? So she's telling Jacob to do what? Imad.
To go out there and go get the 2 little goats.
She's saying, go get the goats so I can make the meat. Why is she telling him to do this? Imad.
So then after she make the meat, she's going to give it to Jacob. Jacob can give it to Isaac so he can receive the blessing.
So she's telling Isaac, she's telling Jacob, you go get this blessing.
Okay.
I'm giving you she's instructing Jacob on how to get the blessing.
Okay.
Everybody understand? Read on. Let's see what Jacob say.
Okay. Genesis chapter 27, verse 9. Now,
no. Genesis 27 and 11.
Genesis chapter 27, verse 11. And Rebekah, his mother.
No, start from the beginning.
And Jacob said to Rebekah, his mother, Behold, Esau, my brother, is a hairy man, and I am a smooth man.
Now, what does that mean? What is Jacob saying to his mother, young man?
Basically, he not like all the rest of the people. You know, he came out hairy. Like, what kind of person is he?
Okay, so you're right, but that's not what he's saying to his mother right now. He's saying something specific to his mother. He's saying Esau's a hairy man. I'm a smooth man. What does that mean, young man?
Like he came out normal. You know, like he don't have hairs.
So just Esau's hairy. I'm smooth. What's smooth? Look at me. This is smooth.
Right.
Esau's hairy, meaning he covered in fur. You understand? Remember when Esau was born, he was born like a baby with a mink on. Imagine a baby born with a mink coat. How hairy that would be. That's how Esau was. Everybody understand? Jacob said to his mother, man, how I'm going to get this blessing? Esau hairy.
Right.
I'm a smooth man. Read on.
Verse 12. My father peradventure will fill me, and I shall seem to him as a deceiver.
Man, my father going to feel that I ain't got all this hair on me like Esau does. And my father going to think that I'm a deceiver, that I'm trying to trick him. And my father, and read on.
And I shall bring a curse upon me, and not a blessing.
Man, I'm going to get cursed and not blessed. You understand? Let's see what his mother said.
And his mother said unto him, Upon me be the curse, my son. Only obey my voice and go fetch me.
She said, listen, my son, let the curse be on me.
God, that's right.
Why? Because she knew that what she was doing was fulfilling the Lord's prophecy.
God.
The Lord said Jacob was supposed to get this blessing before these children were even born. You understand? Young man.
I had a question about that. Like, Esau came out first,
Yeah.
and I was reading about like Jacob basically stole the blessing away from Esau.
Jacob didn't steal nothing. You just get in the class, right? Before the babies were even born, a prophet told Rebekah, the older shall serve the younger. What does that mean?
That the older should serve the younger. Like
so what does that mean? What is the younger going to have over the older? If the older is serving the younger, then what is their relationship going to be?
Enemies.
Don't think enemies. Think king, subject,
God.
ruler, citizen. You understand? Rebekah was told by the Lord, the older shall serve the younger. The older is going to be a servant of the younger, meaning the younger child was going to have authority, was going to have power. You understand? How does the younger get authority? What was the blessing that these children were supposed to receive? What blessing was Isaac given from Abraham? I'm gonna speed you up because you come in a little late. Abraham, no, it's all right. Abraham was given a blessing from the Lord that his children would one day rule the earth.
Right.
Right? You familiar with that? That blessing was passed to Isaac. Isaac was going to pass that blessing to his sons. You understand? While Isaac's wife was pregnant with children, twins, Isaac's wife was told the older son is not going to be in power. He's going to serve the younger son. Also, what we just read in Genesis, the 25th chapter, Esau sold his birthright to Jacob. You understand? Esau's birthright was to receive the blessing of being of one day ruling the earth. Esau gave it away for some soup. Esau sold his birthright. You understand? He no longer had any relationship to that blessing. He gave it away. So not only was Rebekah told that the older going to serve the younger, when those boys were living and became men, that older son said, I don't want that inheritance. I don't want that birthright. I'll sell it to you for some soup. Please just give me some of that soup. Right. So now years later, their father's getting ready to bless them with the inheritance. Esau knows that he doesn't deserve it because he sold it. He gave it away. Jacob knows my brother gave me his inheritance. My brother gave me his birthright. I'm the one that should be getting the blessing from my father. Do you understand? Also, their mother knows the Lord said the younger is going to get the blessing and not the older. So what we have going on right now is everybody knows that Jacob is supposed to get this blessing. Their mother knows because the Lord told her. Jacob knows because Esau sold it to him. Esau knows because he gave it away. You understand? Right. Everybody knows that this birthright belongs to Jacob except for Isaac. You understand? And because Isaac doesn't know, Jacob gonna have to get it. How does Jacob get it? By following what his mother says. God. You understand? You with me so far? Yeah. His mother said, go do what I'm telling you to do. Don't worry about being cursed. Let the curse be on me. Follow my instruction. And let's read what Jacob did so that his father blessed him with the blessing that he got from his brother. Go ahead.
Real fast. So the bottom line is that Rebecca was told that Jacob is to get the
blessing. So there was no stealing of anything because Esau sold it. Not only was Rebecca told Jacob was going to have it, Esau sold it to Jacob.
Right.
So everybody knows Jacob's supposed to get this blessing except for Isaac.
Right.
Let's read on. Verse 13 one more time. Read it.
Verse 13. And his mother said unto him, upon me be the curse, my son. Only obey my voice and go fetch me them.
Read.
Verse 14. And he went and fetched and brought them to his mother. And his mother made the savory meat, such as his father loved.
So Jacob went ahead and got them 2 baby goats, killed them, gave them to his mother. His mother cooked them, made the good meat that Isaac loved. Read on.
Right. And Rebekah took goodly raiment of her eldest son Esau.
What is goodly raiment? Goodly raiment means the nice clothes, the good clothes, the stuff, you know what I mean, your good outfit. She went and got some good clothes that Esau had, gave them to Jacob. Read on.
Which were with her in the house, and put them upon Jacob, her youngest son.
So she went and got some of Esau's clothes that was in the house and put them on Jacob. Read on.
And she put up the skins of the kids of the goat upon his neck, his hands, and upon the smooth of his neck.
Now, you want to know how hairy Esau was? Now, we read in the beginning that he was hairy like a garment, right? Now, some people might say, well, that don't mean he was covered in hair and this and that. The Bible is now showing us just how hairy Esau was. Esau was so hairy that in order for Isaac to think that Jacob was Esau, Jacob had to get the skins of goats put on his hands and on the back of his neck. Now, we from the city. It's 2015. Have any of y'all petted a goat? Have any of y'all rubbed a goat? How hairy is a goat? Oh, yeah. Like a dog. More than a dog. Well, okay, well, what do you get from goats and sheep? Chubanah. Wool. Anybody ever had a coat with wool on the inside? Now, how thick is that wool? Super thick, right? How many brothers you know got hair like that on their skin?
Right.
You know any brothers? You ever met a brother that had wool skin? Huh? Now, watch. I'm trying to think. Watch the Mountain Man on the TV or the Axemen. Them shows of them Edomites from out in the woods in West Virginia, and look at how hairy they are. You understand? They hairy like a goat. They got hair all on their knuckles and all on their hands and all on their back and all over their body. They got like the caveman. You understand? They got hair like a caveman. Anybody remember the Addams Family? Remember Cousin It? Cousin It was like Esau. Cousin It was a white man. Under all that hair and that fur, that's a white boy. You understand? Esau was so hairy that for his father to think that Jacob was Esau, Jacob took the skins of goats and put it on his hands and on the back of his neck. So that when his father would see him and hug him, grab the back of his neck, he'd feel the goat hair and think this is Esau.
Right.
He'd feel his hand, hold his hand, and feel the goat hair and say, this is Esau. That's how hairy Esau was. You understand? Y'all understand what we're dealing with?
Right.
We're dealing with a cat that's not like everybody else. We're dealing with a cat that's not normal. This is a cat who's extremely superbly hairy, out in the woods, hunting and living in the grass, and you understand, making what white people do. You understand? This is how hairy Esau was. Let's read on.
Verse 17. And she gave the savory meat and bread which she had prepared into the hands of her son Jacob.
She gave the meat to Jacob, right? She said, go ahead. And let's see what she says. Read.
And he came unto his father and said, my father. And he said, here I am. Who art thou, my son? And Jacob said to his father, I am Esau, thy firstborn.
Jacob said, I'm Esau, thy firstborn. Read on.
I had done according to thou badest me arise.
Badest me. I have done according as thou badest me. Oh, now he's saying, arise. Read.
I pray thee and sit and eat of the venison that my soul bless thee.
That okay, he's saying, I pray thee, sit and eat of my venison that thy soul may bless me. So come on, Pops, get up, man. Let me take you over here to the table. Eat this soup, and I pray that your soul bless me.
Right.
Read on. Now hold up. Let's deal with this. Okay. Did Jacob deceive his father?
Yes.
Raise your hand. True or not?
Yes.
Why do you say that?
Because he lies.
Was Jacob wrong? Why? True or not?
Because Esau was trying to steal the birthright back.
Okay. So does that make it right?
No, you said why wasn't he?
Okay, Jacob lied. Jacob said, I'm Esau.
Okay.
Was he Esau?
No.
No. Was Jacob evil for lying? Was he going against the Lord for lying? Imad.
Jacob was not evil because remember Esau sold his birthright to Jacob. So when he said like this me, I'm Esau, it would be like him saying it today, this is your firstborn. The one you promised you was going to give your own blessing to.
Okay, you on it. That's good. Young man, you had something else?
Oh, yeah, I was going to say he did a lot, correspond to
What Officer Imad said? Okay. Okay, this is y'all gotta understand. Okay, Jacob lied because he's not Esau.
Right.
He said, I'm Esau because he was following his mother's orders.
Okay.
You understand? His mother's orders came from the Lord. You understand? Everybody understand? Give me another example of this happening in the scriptures where a man says something that's not true, but he's not evil for it. Yanaquan.
Is it when I'm not sure, but I can take it.
Just give it to me. If you studying, you gonna get it.
So is it when I think it's was it Abraham?
And Abraham what?
When he said this is my sister.
This is my sister. That's okay. That's a good one. That's not the one I was thinking about.
Okay.
When Abraham went to Egypt, he told the Egyptian king, "It's my sister, man." You understand why? Because he thought that they would kill him and take her from him if they knew that he was his wife. You understand? The Lord was with Abraham. Abraham was scared. Abraham was weak. He didn't know how to say, "Man, it's my wife," and stand with the Lord. He was weak. The Lord forgave him for it. Give me an example of a man saying something that was not true, but the Lord didn't see it as evil. A man, as a brother in the scriptures was asked a question. Are you so-and-so? And he said, nah, that ain't me. Y'all got me confused. But he was not evil for it. True or not?
When they went to Egypt and he was like, that's your wife? He was like, no, it ain't.
That's what the brother said. He's talking about Abraham. The brother said that already. One more try, and I'm going to give it to y'all if y'all ain't got it. An example of a brother in the scriptures who somebody said, man, you so-and-so. And he said, nah, man, that ain't me. Like, y'all got me messed up. But he was not evil. He just was weak. Imad.
Was it when who was it? Judas, when they betrayed Christ, denied Christ on 3 times.
They denied Christ. Who denied Christ? Young man. No.
Salakia.
True or not? Peter.
Right.
Peter denied Christ.
Right.
Now, was Peter evil for that?
Lie.
Now, was Peter rolling with Christ?
Got it.
When they asked Peter, you the cat that was rolling with him? What did Peter say? Nah, nigga, that ain't me.
Right.
I mean, nah, that ain't me. Nah, I don't even know that nigga. Now, did Peter know Christ? Was Peter the cat that was rolling with him? Was Peter evil for saying, I don't know that cat? He was weak. He didn't know how to do it any other way. The Lord ain't punished Peter, did he? The Lord ain't killed Peter. Christ told Peter what he was going to do, right? Christ said, Peter, man, you going to deny me, y'all. Peter like, nah, man, I'm down with you, dog. I would never do that. They come snatch Christ up. Ain't you the cat that was rolling with him? Nah, man, I don't know that nigga. I don't even know that cat. I ain't know him. That ain't me. Peter was weak. Abraham going into Egypt? Nah, man, it's my sister, man. I know she bad, right? Yeah, that's my sister. Abraham was weak. Isaac was following his mother's orders.
Right.
Because Isaac trusted that his mother would not have him do anything wrong. Isaac was not wrong. I mean, not Isaac, Jacob. Jacob was not wrong for following his mother's instructions. Everybody understand? So what does that mean? Yanaquan. Let's say, no, hold on. Let's say I get accused of murder, killed some Edomite. I killed the cat. Self-defense. I murdered him. You get orders to go to trial and say he didn't kill him. He was. Let's say you get orders to take the stand in the United States court and you get orders to tell the opposite of what actually happened. Are you wrong for that? Why not?
Because I was given orders.
You following orders up. You understand? That's a lesson for everybody to understand. There's times where you're gonna have to follow orders and trust the Lord. That's what Jacob did. Jacob followed orders, trusted the Lord, and it was right. Yanaquan.
But she said, let the sin fall on me.
She said, let the curse be on me, son. Don't worry about it. And you get Lord allow it never happened. But say you get told to do something and you like, well, sir, I don't understand why I gotta do that. Let the sin be on me, son. You understand? Let the sin be on that man if what you're doing is wrong. You understand? Everybody understand? Everybody with me? Okay, so let's read on. Genesis 25, verse 20. No, 20. Genesis 27 and 20.
Genesis chapter 27, verse 20. And Isaac said unto his son, how is it that you have found it so quickly, my son? And he said, because the Most High thy power brought it to me.
Isaac said, man, Jacob, how you get this? I mean, Esau, how you get this meat so fast? You understand? Jacob said, listen, the Lord brought it to me. Now, was he lying? Nah, that meat was right there. The Lord brought that meat. The Lord isn't. Mom saying, nigga, it's some meat right outside. Go get it. Hey, that's the Lord. The Lord brought it to me, Pops. Read on.
And Isaac said unto Jacob, come near, I pray thee, that I may fill thee, my son, whether thou be my very son Esau or not.
Now, Isaac like, man, come here, man. Let me feel you, see if you really Esau. Read on.
And Jacob went near unto Isaac his father, and he felt him and said, the voice is Jacob's voice, but the hands were the hands of Esau.
Now, Isaac wasn't born yesterday. Isaac wasn't stupid. Isaac like, nigga, you sound like Jacob. You feel like Esau. You understand? You sound like my boy that be chilling around the crib. You feel like that hairy nigga that be in the woods, though. You understand? And Isaac now, that's already know that you know in the back of Isaac's mind, he like, something going on. But guess what? Isaac ain't going to question the Lord. Isaac ain't going to stop and not go through what he said he was going to do. You understand? Read on.
And he discerned him not, because his hands were hairy, and his brother Esau's, as his brother's Esau's hands.
Now he discerned. Now he didn't understand. He didn't know that this was Jacob because them hands were so goddamn hairy. Them goat skins felt so much like Esau. And he like, well, I mean, what am I gonna do? Ain't no other hairy niggas running around here, but Esau. So this got to be him. Read on.
So he blessed him.
So he blessed him. What does that mean? What did he bless Jacob with? Yanaquan.
What, the kingdom?
The promise of the kingdom. What's the promise of the kingdom?
The inheritance.
The inheritance. What is the inheritance? That one day you're going to be ruling. One day your children are going to rule the planet Earth. That's the promise that was given to Jacob. Everybody understand? Read on.
And he said, art thou my very son Esau?
One last second. He said, man, you really Esau? Isaac had one more time, man. You really Esau? Read on.
And he said,
This right here is speaking of the salute.
No, this is a father and a son.
Okay.
This is man. Come here, son. Give me a hug and a kiss. A
Cut.
lot of us may not have grown up with our fathers. We don't know what that's like. We don't know what it's like to have, you know what I mean, from a father to son. It's like, I love you, man. I love you. Give me a hug, man. Give you a kiss. Your father might hug you, kiss you on the forehead or something. You know what I'm saying? Kiss you on the cheek. It ain't no homosexual nonsense. You know what I mean? That's father and the son share something different. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Isaac is old. He an old man. He getting ready to die soon. So, man, come here, son. I want to let you know I love you. Give him a hug. Rub that hair on the back of his neck. You know what I'm saying? Give him a kiss. It's manly. It's father-son love. You understand?
Right.
Read on.
So,
Go ahead.
I know. Esau is a cunning hunter, but why? Like, you know what I'm saying? Why did he why his father wanted Esau to bring him that meat?
Because he loved it. Isaac loved the way that deer tasted. He loved the deer.
I mean, why did he get Esau to do it instead of Jacob?
Because he loved Esau's meat. He loved the way Esau made the deer. Isaac wasn't hunting. Isaac was a simple man. He was around the farm.
Right.
But he would have been blood.
I mean, Jacob wasn't farming. Now, okay. Now, of course, Isaac knew. Esau knew not to give his father no blood.
Okay.
Esau, you know what I mean? He didn't care about his own life, but he wouldn't dare defile his father. You understand what I'm saying? Well, I don't want to say he wouldn't dare defile his father. Isaac would kill him or get rid of him if he ever did no nonsense like that. You understand? Esau knew not to cross his father, even though when he wasn't around his father, he did what he wanted to do. He wouldn't bring his father no bloody meat. His father wouldn't have that. You understand what I'm saying? So, Isaac told Jacob, man, come here, man, give me a kiss. You know what I'm saying? Read verse 27.
And he came near and kissed him, and he smelled the smell of his raiment and blessed him, and said, see, the smell of my son is the smell of a field which the Most High hath
He
blessed.
said, see, man, the smell of my son is the smell of a field which the Most High hath blessed. What does that mean? The Most High has blessed the earth. The Most High done blessed the wilderness. What did the Lord bless the earth with? The Lord blessed the earth with plants and with animals and with meat to hunt and food to eat and all the beautiful things that a human needs to survive. The Lord done put it right here on the earth. If you need water, where you got to go to get water? Don't the Lord make it rain from out the sky? If you got to get some vegetables, where you going to get vegetables from? You got to go fight from them, or do the Lord make them grow out the ground? If you got to get some fruits, don't the Lord make them grow out the ground? If you got to get some meat, doesn't the Lord put plenty of animals on the earth for everybody to hunt and have food to eat? Well, the Lord done bless the earth. You understand? Esau was always in them outdoors, always in the grass and in the woods and hunting. The Lord blessed that the Lord blessed the earth for that purpose. For you to hunt and go eat and farm and get all the beautiful things that life has to offer a man, the Lord done blessed the earth with it. Read on.
We're at 28.
Verse 28.
Therefore, the Most High gave thee the dew of heaven, and the fatness of the earth, and the plenty of